truth is, the only reason you want everyone to like you is because you don't fully like yourself without their approval. Plain and simple. Let's talk about it. You think you're avoiding drama, but really you're avoiding being seen. You soften your personality, you shrink your opinions, and you match the room instead of standing in your own energy. And you apologize just to keep things running smooth. You know, people who chase approval usually grew up in places where approval meant safety. Right? Being the quiet one or being the chill one or being the helpful one. That's what kept the peace. So you learn to shapeshift just to survive. And now that you're older, you find yourself still performing that version of you that got rewarded. The people pleaser, right? This behavior, you might not realize you're doing it until you become super conscious of it. So here are some signs that you might be a people pleaser. If you struggle to decline requests, even when you are overcommitted and don't have the time or the energy, I got some news for you. If you avoid confrontation and disagreements at all costs, even if it means not voicing your true opinion, I got some news for you. If you find yourself frequently apologizing, sometimes for things that aren't even your fault, just to appease other people, I got some news for you. If you ever find yourself agreeing to do things that you don't like or that you don't feel like doing just to avoid upsetting other people, I got some news for you. If you consistently put the needs and happiness of others before your own, often to your own detriment, I got some news for you. If you ever crave external approval and believe that doing things for others will earn their liking and their acceptance without just you being yourself, I got some news for you. If you feel guilty or anxious when you try to set a boundary or say no, I got some news for you. Or if you always pretend to be fine when you know you're not and you try to hide your emotions just to maintain this positive facade for others, I got some news for you. You might be a people pleaser. I feel like I'm guilty of the last one. There have been plenty of times in my life where I would suppress how I was really feeling just to match the energy of the situation that I was in. And there's no harmful intention there, right? But over time, it subconsciously trains you to default to just going with the flow and not being the odd one out, especially if everyone's in a good mood. And I never wanted to be a Debbie Downer, you know? Because who likes a Debbie Downer, right? And it seems like you're not doing anything wrong because you're not hurting anybody. But really, you're hurting yourself, man. Just understand, you're not trying to be liked by everyone. That's not the case. You're just trying to never feel invisible again. You know, you're scared that if you stop performing, people will walk away. If you stop saying yes, people will stop inviting you. Which, by the way, the next video is gonna be how to say no. How exciting. So you default to people pleasing, not necessarily because you want that connection, but because you fear losing it. But nobody talks about what this constant approval chase does to your identity. This is why it's not worth being a people pleaser. You think that being a people pleaser is working in your favor, but it's really not. When your whole personality is built around being acceptable, you forget who you are. You become a reflection of the room instead of a real person. Every fake yes will chip away at you. Every opinion of yours that you try to hide separates you from yourself. And every performed version of you creates distance from the real one. The harder that you try to be liked, the less respect you receive. If this doesn't convince you to stop, then I don't know what will. Let's say, for example, you are in a room full of 10 people. The odds that all 10 of those people have the same morals and values and personalities and opinions as each other is slim to none. So if you try to be liked by all 10 of these people, you're suppressing yourself. There's no way you're being yourself because there's no way all 10 people had the same taste. You know what I mean? And so to people who are really observant, when they notice that, the only thing I can think of is, what version of yourself are you portraying to me? You know, or it's like, what do you even stand on? Like, what is your actual opinion? So these people that aren't transparent or always shapeshifts to be like the person that everyone likes, I can't tell who you are. I don't know what you stand for. There has to be people that don't relate to you because that just means that you have an opposing opinion or you have your own position or your own stance. If there's people out there that don't like you or don't relate to you, all it means is that you are your own person and that they're their own person and you guys just don't align. It just means that you have different opinions or you have your own energy that just doesn't align with theirs. And that's okay. It just happens. You're not gonna get along with everybody. And you learn this in business, right? When you're trying to sell a product, you have to have a target market or a target audience. You can't please everybody. You can't fixate on creating a product that everybody's happy with. So trying to be somebody that is approved by everybody, it just makes no sense because there's no way everybody approves of the same thing. So that's kind of how it just works against you, you know? And you're better off just being true to yourself because why do you want to be approved by people that you might not even agree with? And this is something I always try to stand on, right? Why are you scared to be judged by people who have bad judgment? I don't even trust everybody's judgment. I don't trust everybody's taste. Some people have terrible taste. which leads me to not caring if people judge me. I don't even like your opinion on things. I don't even agree with your takes on certain things. I don't even like the people you surround yourself with. So it's like, why would I care if you judge me if I don't even trust your judgment? It makes no sense. Why would I act like I am something? Or why would I act like I like something if I don't even trust your taste? You don't even have good taste. Why would I care if you like me or not? I don't trust a lot of people's taste in music, fashion, their opinions on certain things. I don't know where they get it from, if they're doing it just to be validated from others, or if they're a sheep and just follow the herd. Why would I care what you think of how I present myself when I look at you and I don't even like how you present yourself? Why would I care what you think of the music I listen to if I don't even like the music you listen to? It's like, you really listen to that on your free time? Why would you and I have the same opinion about something just because we're in the same context? I don't even know why your opinion is your opinion. Just couldn't find myself wanting to agree with everybody all the time. Like, how could I agree with all these people? If we don't agree, then we don't agree. We can respectfully disagree. It's all good. I literally get nothing. The harder that you try to be liked, the less respect you receive. Because we can see right through it. If you're one of those cases where you really do try to be liked by everybody, you're fake laughing at every single joke, you try to do every single favor, and there's still a handful of people who you could tell they just don't like you still, and then you're wondering, why don't they like me? It's not that you're doing anything wrong or harmful. They could probably just see right through it. Honestly, you'd be surprised. People don't value what's always agreeable. People don't admire someone who never pushes back. They don't think you're kind. They think you have no boundaries. And eventually you start to be seen as an accessory to the situation and not as a person. But look, I understand. It's a defense mechanism. Wanting approval doesn't make you weak. It just means that you've been carrying the responsibility of keeping everyone happy for too long. But it's time to put that weight down. You don't have to manage everyone's comfort anymore. The goal isn't to stop caring. The goal is to stop performing. The right people want your clarity, not your compliance. They want your honesty, not your performance. Staying true to yourself is the best way to weed the people that you don't need out of your life and attract the people that belong in your life. So if you ever find yourself people pleasing again, here's some things you could say. Ready? I can't do that today. That's not gonna work for me. Or I'm not comfortable with that. Or I don't have the capacity for that right now. Or I'm good off that. Or I'm choosing to do something else. But you got it. When you stop trying to be liked by everyone, your network doesn't get smaller. Your life doesn't get smaller. It gets clearer. The people who stay are your actual people. The ones who leave were never choosing you. They were choosing your compliance. The only way to stop trying to be liked by everyone else is to start respecting who you are first. Start by fully embracing what you like and stop caring if other people think it's weird or if they think it's different. We don't trust their judgment. Remember, not everybody got the same taste as you. Not everyone thinks what you find funny is funny to them. They got bad senses of humor. Why do you want to be approved by these people? Form your own opinions, trust your own judgment, make your own decisions, and stand on business, please. Thank you for listening to another episode of Dearly Deluded. My name is Johnny. I'll see you next week.